So now it seems like things are getting into place. Feels like the camera is too close, but yeah, anyway, this is the first time, so, well, the second time is gonna be the second time. And yeah, some technical issues there, very annoying. That's one thing I've been thinking about. If I am not sure if this this live stream have been visible for my subscribers, or if it has been seen that it was scheduled, if it was, because I did plan it, like, I think today's, yeah, 3 days ago, something like that. And so I wasn't sure if it was visible for anybody. But here I am, I got it working now. So the issue earlier was just, whatever, it doesn't matter, I don't need to say it, but some issue when I have my web camera on. I turn on the stream and for some reason it used my camera that is built in, but I don't want to use that one. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Friday night live stream here. Infp with Tom. And today is Friday the 5th, March 5th. John Frusciante's birthday, I saw today. That is a pleasure. That is nice. And I have been checking the weather report. I'm just gonna turn off my dehumidifier. It's not necessary now anymore. So February 5th, March 5th. Weather recently been really, really good. He says it's gonna be rain tonight, but I highly doubt it. 50 degrees Fahrenheit, about, why does it say in Fahrenheit here? I assuming somewhere around 15 degrees Celsius, and humidity around 75. Yeah, it's really humid here in North Portugal. I can't explain how humid it is. I came here, I moved here on Halloween last year. Yeah, Halloween I moved here. And it was like nice a few days, or quite nice actually, for the most part of November last year here. But then it started, like basically the past 4 months have been constant rain and humidity. The humidity here, it's very damp and moist, and I didn't expect that. I've been in Porto before during this season. In last year when I moved around October, November. But it got so much worse now. I saw it now when I've been living here for the past 4 months. And how, like, every here and there, it's like one sunny day, a nice sunny day, but then it just gets back to raining for weeks, and it's this heavy, heavy rain. And I'm a person that really likes the rain. I think it's cozy and gray, misty on the river. I don't mind it, but it's annoying when it gets to the point that like stuff never dry and bed linen is kind of cold, moist bit, that is not nice, not nice at all. So luckily I got this, I just turned it off, the dehumidifier. It does the job very good. But yeah, now the days, I noticed that there are less rainy days and more sunny days now, which is of course really, really great. The spring has really reached here now. I'm pretty confident to say that the spring is on the rise here now. So I'm surprised. The weather report says it's gonna be chance of rain 90%. It's no way. It's not gonna happen. Maybe for later tonight. Local time is 8:51. And I'm sorry for the little delay here with the technical issues anyway. But yeah, I mean that can happen. I'm still learning this, and I have a lot of things to bring up in this live stream. So I have prepared for. I mean, just writing notes, and I'm walking a lot after work. I like to go for walks, and then that's like very meditative for me to think about a lot of things in regards to project, in regards to lyrics, music, in regards to this preparation for this. And it was not really like that I was literally sitting down and I have to think about these topics that I want to bring up. It's more like it was more of a natural topics that I will bring up here today for tonight. It's very natural in the sense that it's stuff that I'm already working on, and stuff that I just also think is generally interesting. So that's nice. So anyway, we got the weather report off. Just nice to bring up. Like I said, I don't see any chance of rain coming here, but it's good news. It's gonna be like a nice weekend, because tomorrow morning probably before I start working, I'm going to do some exercising, and it's nice. I have recently started exercising again because I like running, jogging. I really enjoy that. I do it sometimes, I'm going for it a lot in like periods. And I do it for months, but obviously it's not fun to do any exercise or jogging when it's like the weather been for the past 4 months. But anyway, I started jogging last weekend, and it went surprisingly well. I have to say, I have a great fundamental physics. I have a good condition for that from the past. So I ran for 45 minutes straight, like just stopping and change music or tying my shoelaces, stuff like that. And then I ran again on Wednesday for, I think, close to an hour. So yeah, that's great. What else has been going on this week before we get into the topics? What else has been going on for Tom this past week? This has been obviously a great week, I have to say. Not just apart from the weather, it's getting spring here in Portugal. You should have seen you should see the trees. They are just flourishing right now. It's great to see. So yeah, I saw some interesting movies. I've seen, because I am a great lover of movies. And one movie that I saw, I love zombie movies. I am that kind of person that I would almost love if it almost could become real, if that makes sense. Obviously, I don't want people to die and start eating on each other. That's horrible. But I think maybe there's something with the, what do you call it, imaginative imaginative INFP mindset that we kind of romanticize things that we kind of wish to be true. Maybe you have something that you kind of, maybe you imagine apocalypse or something similar like that to be happening because you like movies with that, and you can kind of like, oh, this is, I can relate to this. It would be the whole survival mood and everything like that. So I saw this Zombie Land movie #2, the sequel with Woody Harrelson and that guy. What is his name? He's in the movie that with the Social Network with Facebook. He played Mark Zuckerberg. And then there's the girl also, Emma Rose. Is that her name? Maybe. But yeah, it's like a slasher movie kind of. Zombieland #2. If you didn't see that, I mean, of course, it's a special kind of movie. Zombie movies in general, but I love all those old George A. Romero movies. I love 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later, I think it's called. I love, what are that? There are so many. There are many. And I saw a good one recently. It's Korean or something. It's #Alive. And that is about, just brief about this guy. His parents is out of town and he's living in this big apartment complex in, imagine Seoul, Korea. I think it's Seoul or maybe Tokyo. Suburban area with just a lot of this. You know how many people live there? There's many millions, and these apartment complexes. And then they are leaving. The parents, they go out for like I don't know, they go for a trip or something, and then he wake up one morning and he just realized something happening outside, and he's stuck in there. And the whole every movie is in zombie movies about survival mood, like how are you gonna get out of this situation. And it was kind of like, I was gonna say it was a high budget, but no, I really don't think it has a high budget. For the sake of low budget movies, I really enjoy low budget movies as well. Just think about the classic Friday the 13th. I have all of them. I have all of Halloween. Maybe not all of them, but I have all of the Halloween one. I like Terror Elm Street. All these low budget movies. I enjoy it so much. I don't know why. I think it's not like kind of aesthetically nice, but the whole feel to it when it's low budget, it's charming somehow. Of course, the manuscript, and the stories itself maybe isn't the best, but yeah, enough about that. I also saw a movie. It's called Trapped or Untrapped. It was with Kevin Bacon and Charlie. What's her name? Charlie Theron. That was not really good. It was like a ransom movie, kidnapping the kid. It's Dakota Fanning, if you know who Dakota Fanning is. She was really young at that time when this movie was recorded. It must have been early 2000s. And I really like Dakota Fanning ever since I first saw her. Maybe it was in Hide and Seek with Robert De Niro. I thought that movie was just, she's a great one. Dakota Fanning, if you don't know her, she must be around early 20s now or something. But I've seen several movies with her. And then the last one I just wanted to bring up that I saw recently is, it has a feeling to me because I've been living and traveling in Australia before. That's a low budget movie. That's Wolf Creek, and that is about these backpackers. They are based on a real story, but really it is, because a lot of people go missing in Australia, and I love go missing movies, and I love like go missing real story situation. I can see it on Wikipedia and read about go missing people, because I think that's a topic I can make a whole other video. Maybe I should actually, because I know several cases with missing people, which has vanished and they are never to be seen again. I think the whole mystic about that is super sad and scary and creepy, but there's also something mystic there, like people that just disappear, and of course it's really, really sad. But anyway, those guys, there are two girls and one guy that traveling from Perth, Western Australia. I've never been there myself, but the West Coast seems so beautiful there. I mean, it's everybody I talked to when I was living in Australia said, like, go west, you have to do it. It's yeah, it's beautiful. That's all I can say. I mean, not from being there myself, but from seeing the pictures and talking to everybody who went there. And they are traveling in this movie from Perth up north to see Wolf Creek, because Wolf Creek is I don't know, I don't know when, but there was a point in time when a meteor, I don't know how to pronounce it. The asteroid meteor. I give up. Struck Australia and gave this huge crater there. So this couple, two girls and this guy, they are traveling by, and yeah, what happens next? There's somebody doing something on the car while they go out like trekking and camping and hiking there. There's someone doing something to the car so they cannot leave, and then the next thing you see is this guy, this creepy Australian, like, gut fat man, bearded, not bearded, but like, yeah, like this typical outback dude that you can meet there, like this farmer. I saw them. I talked with a lot of them with the same accent and the same what do you call it, body movement, or what is that in English? Jargon, I guess. The way of speaking, and they are not very educated. Nothing bad about them because of that, but they are a bit sloppy, and he's so creepy. And the next thing that you see in them, if you watch it, he kidnapped them basically. And there is a sequel also. I saw that one for a long time ago. And funny thing, I saw the other day that they are actually working on Wolf Creek #3 now. It's gonna be out next year with the same actor. And that dude, I also saw this dude. He has been charged with like some sexual charges recently, but he was released. Just a side note, I just saw it the other day when I was checking this new release of Wolf Creek #3. So keep your eyes open for that. I don't know what's gonna be. Probably it's a low budget movie, at least the first one and the sequel one. But enough with that. It's just a little introduction here. You know that I wanted to bring up some topics for today, and I don't know which to start up with. I think we're gonna start with actually some music. No, we're gonna start with I think virtual reality. First, I'm gonna have myself a drink, a non-alcoholic beverage, cocoa water. I never tried this one before, and not much of a cocoa water weather right now anyway. If it's gonna be rain especially, but I don't care. I just need something to, because I'm not used to speak this much. I really not used to speak so much. I'm mostly just in my head. And it's not too sweet. I'm very surprised. That's very good. Cheers, guys. Because a lot of these beverages that you get, even if they're like, they are natural, they are ecological, all this fancy hipster stuff, they are actually, yes, Adelaide, they are good for dehydration. Certainly is. And especially, maybe I should have saved it actually for tomorrow when I come back from running. But I wanted something to hydrate my throat now, because like I said, I'm not used to speak this much. I feel like I'm speaking more than I do in 1 week right now. But yeah, I said these drinks, they are most of the time filled with sugar and different, the E supplement add-ons, But this one say ingredients 100% agua de coco. So 100% is not bad. It was like $1, a euro. And yeah, let's dive into virtual reality, should we? Or you make coconut curry. That sounds very nice. I love coconut and curry, so I guess you mean like a paste for cooking. I'm not really sure what you use it for. But yeah, the virtual reality is something that I was thinking paste, I see. I was thinking about virtual reality. For a long time, I know it's like a big thing coming up. The goggles but not only that. I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna tell you what I mean. I was out walking early this week, and what came to my mind was that, in a sense, I think that we are like kind of living in a simulation already. Sure, I can touch this pen here. I can hold glass. I can feel these things, 3D, three-dimensional view, and I can smash. I can feel it's wood, But when I'm saying that, in a way, I believe that we already are like in a simulation, and that, folks, is one reason why I had recently deleted my Facebook app on my phone, and I deleted my Instagram app from my phone as well. I still have the account because it does struggle to remove, not remove the app itself, but to remove the account, because I really enjoy. I don't enjoy Facebook as a way to upload like, today I went running. Oh, such a heavy day today. I made this for lunch, or sharing with every friend on there. I see some people that have thousands of friends. What was that law? Does anybody know? There's a law that, it's not really a law, but there is a rule that say that you can have around 150 people as acquaintances or friends before you cannot meet new people. You physically or mentally cannot have more people in your life. And that makes so much sense for me, because I traveled, I lived abroad, I work in different places, I met a lot of people. My life had been very hectic, but I came to a point many years ago. This is a whole other topic also that maybe I'll make another video about, because it's, in a way, it's extremely personal, but I kind of broke down. I just couldn't, like, for example, when I moved to Portugal in 2018, just after graduation, just straight here. It was wild here. It was very wild. A lot of people out a lot, and it just came to a point like I had to withdraw. And like, I'm still kind of withdrawing, but I'm not in the same sense. I love to meet people. I am for sure. I appreciate meeting everybody that have something good with a good intention towards me. So, but I have now a different view about meeting people. I am meeting people more because I want to have some good exchange when it comes to relationship, friendship, um, not just for the sake. I mean, of course, every now and then it's nice to just hang out, hang out and not like just talk trash or whatever. But now it's my life right now is filled with project and work. So what I want to say with the Facebook app and Instagram is I had to do it. It just came to the point where I had to do it because what came to me when I was walking the other day was that so many people are living their life. Imagine growing up a kid now. Imagine being like 7 years old or 10 years old now, and you are basically living through the screen. Like I am living through the screen already, working with computer. I mean, most of us work with computers. That's nothing strange about it. But growing up and living this life where you're always connected to the screen, and of course you have social interaction with people that are with you in class or in your workspace or whatever, but it's not to the same degree as it used to be. When I grew up, I'm telling you, when I grew up, I was out building tree houses. I was out playing and making up games with my friends. I played, uh, like I was very inspired by different movies, like the all Western movies. I played my big inspirations are like these great Steven Spielberg characters or Clint Eastwood. I play literally like pirate or cowboy with my friends. I remember one boat we had in our garden just lay there in the garden. I don't know if it was my dad's or they were repairing it, but I literally played in that. And this girlfriend that I have, she's our old childhood friend. She was like my pirate lady or something like that. And yeah, these are the things that we did. And I know I know that the world is different now, and I understand that technological evolution and changes is a lot of benefits with it. But what I'm saying that is we are in a way heading towards a virtual reality just in our daily life. This is actually very philosophical, but that's how I am, I guess. I'm not finished with this topic. I'm just getting started. I'm saying that imagine, this is what I was thinking about the other day. Imagine that you are living through your life with Instagram. You know how many people they are constantly needing the confirmation with likes, or they're needing confirmation with response to their stories, to their pictures. I see so many girls and guys that have these I know it's a good business. It's also a business aspect to this. But if you always upload it, let's say that you are a fitness person, you always have to be out there marketing yourself, picture of yourself. Like it's like some obsession about it instead of just going to the gym and be happy with that's it for today. You always have to have like 5 pictures from the gym from all the exercises that you did. I know if you are a personal trainer, that is a great way to market yourself and market how successful you are. You're using the social media as a business. I think that is great. I have nothing against that. What I'm just saying is that imagine if we're leading like one step further, or maybe a couple of steps further, that this is difficult to explain, but imagine, with a virtual reality, you can play games. You put on these goggles and you can play a game and you are in the game. But if you can have that, but also like in real life. So let's say that you are creating, maybe there is like some software engineer creating a world that you can go into. Okay, so you can take your like alter ego, that you can become successful in this world, in this virtual reality, and you can build up like yourself as a superstar, like, or a movie star. Maybe you wanted to be a movie star, and you can do that in this other virtual reality. But it's so like, it's so, because this is psychological and sociological and anthropological studies, how our brain and how we feel a confirmation from having likes, having a lot of friends. They're right. You notice probably yourself. I notice if my phone ping, like I'm working, I'm checking it like this, or I pick it up or I uncheck it, or I just do this. I check it on it like this, and there's a little signal going off. They also studies that have, if you are on, you see your little icon for the Facebook app, and there's a little symbol that somebody made in notification. There's also trigger something, a dopamine, I think it is dopamine, or was it another substance? It's a chemical brain substance that go off, that you become then like satisfied, and you need to check. You feel important, I guess, like a satisfaction. And if you then can, if there's a software that you can live in this virtual reality also, maybe with the goggles or like a lens on your eye that you can step in, that is like connected to this AI virtual reality machine, that you can also be in that reality while you are here. So if you can go into that one, and you can like make yourself like a movie star. Let's take some example. You're the movie star there, or you are director, anything. And of course, there is like, you need to climb a social ladder there. I mean, I just see it like that's scary in a way. It's very cool. It's a great business idea, but just put it in perspective that I know this is coming. I can tell you, I have proof. So I was with this girl in Lisbon, and she is what is she actually doing? She's like this professor in graphic design, I think, something like that. And she showed me videos how it's going to be in the future. I think they were on, and that's what they were studying on, she and the class, or working on. There's gonna be, I mean, I guess you have to use some goggles or glasses to be able to see this. So you can have a mascot. When you go to a grocery store, the grocery store department is going to have some system they can join, I guess, because they need to be a provider of this service. So there's going to be, instead of these for sales stickers and everything, it's going to be popping up. Like you're going past the fruit section, the apples is on sale. It's going to be a pop-up, like a virtual sign saying, I get this much and you pay that less. And the same goes for every other products. And the mascot you're going to have with you is going to be like your personal assistant, being there and just saying, oh, instead of having a physical shopping list or having the shopping list in your mind, this little thing is going to tell you like, oh, maybe it's a little cat or a little dog that telling you like, okay, you need to remember to buy these things. Maybe it's already connected to how much stuff or groceries that you have home, because I don't know, maybe it's keeping check on that as well. Probably wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, she showed me this video when there's like a guy walking with a trolley, and this little mascot sitting on the trolley, and just note like keeping an eye for the human being, keeping an eye for the man. Okay, here it comes that. Do you see this section is for, I mean, it's good. I mean, it's nice in a way because you don't need a physical physical shopping list with you. You have this little mascot, but at the same time, are you gonna wear your goggles and be connected to this system? That was like, when I saw that, it was very, I couldn't like take it in, because that is a virtual reality, very business related. It's much more than just putting on a glasses and you playing a video game. Even a little side note, I don't know about this myself, I mean, I just read about it. Also the I need a sip because I say this. Even the porn industry, they say that you can buy these goggles to use for satisfaction. And yeah, that's as far as I'm gonna go with that topic. But it says a lot about the potential, you know. It says really a lot about the potential for virtual reality, and I'm sure it's coming more and more. I just want to see what is the actual definition of virtual reality. If there is like a gathered, approved definition. Virtual reality is a simulated experience that can be similar to or completely different from the real world. Applications of virtual reality include entertainment and education. Other distinct types of VR-style technology includes augmented reality and mixed reality, sometimes referred to extended reality or XR. I'm not familiar with that, but I actually brought up a lot all these things. Like the key parts here is simulated experience that can be similar or completely different from the world. So it's like what I said about if you bring your alter ego into a virtual reality. There's a provider that, or there's a software that set up a world that you can enter and you can use alter ego to succeed and build in this world, just like a video game, but it's actually yourself, like a part of yourself, your alter ego, you know what I mean? And climb in that world, you know, to become, I don't know, become a superstar, become a superhero maybe. And that must be so addictive. Can you imagine like how addictive some video games is already? For example, the game, yeah, I think about two games. The Sims, you remember, or actually Civilization, when you are like a hero. No, you're like a mayor or architecture. I mean, you're building the city itself, and you take control about whatever you're responsible for. Everything's happening there. And I also think about Grand Theft Auto, that you can do like so many things, so many illegal things, and it's like, yeah. I mean, I just see this as I don't know. I lost my train of thought there. But I absolutely brought up a lot of these topics here that fits the definition. But I'm not familiar with referred to as extended reality or XR. I mean, this topic is huge. There's obviously going to be connected to some. Oh, yeah, just think about what's happening as well with. I read that Biden, or maybe not Biden, at least America, are already working on the next G, 6G, I think. So like 5G, just like not even set up. That's how powerful this is. 4G, like it's having about things here and making life easier through this in your hand. What I understand is what I understand as 5G is having everything around us. China is a great example of this. It's happening right now, right there. You know how many cameras they do have. It's a surveillance society. Maybe we also are in a surveillance society actually as well, but in another way. But they have the way that they have set up 5G so perfect that they want to, for example, 5G is supposed to work that you can go out of your home and you can somehow make some sign that you want to have a cab, for example, and a cab coming up. And it's not through this thing that you hold in your hand all the time. It's going to be, it's through the cameras. That's the way I understand 5G. But then the way how they do it with 6G is just, it's another level. But the whole VR, virtual reality, makes so much sense that you are going to be connected to a virtual reality. I mean, you must have some kind of goggles. I can't see, or maybe a chip. Yes, of course. So a chip with some sensor connected to the 6G net or 5G, I don't know, that can connect your brain, your vision, your hearing to this like big engine, so you can take part of this other world, like wherever you want to be a superstar, you want to be a actor, you want to be a like some hero or whatever. Maybe there's going to be different virtual realities that you can jump in between. Maybe you have maybe you have your same alter ego in it. Maybe you are yourself in it. Maybe you have different characters. You know, I see this is, yes, I'm happy. I remember I wanted to bring that up. The thing about people always glued to their phones, and a lot of, there are also studies about that. So many, I think it's mainly young girls that are more and more are clinically depressed and anxiety disorders, because they have the what is that, I wrote it down somewhere. They have the problem with the fear of missing out syndrome, the FOAM, something like that. And I know what this is. I had it myself before. Many years ago, I was browsing Facebook. You know, this is, I don't know, maybe I was 20. I don't know. It was many, many, many years ago. And I just had this like underlying anxiety. I saw these other people living a life, like I was thinking like, oh, maybe that's, I should be there, like, oh, why am I not doing something similar like that? Or, and then I'm like, what the heck? I have like nothing. I am so grateful. I have nothing to, I have food in my stomach, you know, all these things that we should, the fundamental needs are fit. So why am I caring about some person living there or wherever, just because you see it here? And that's like a lot of people, and especially young girls, this research that I read for a while ago, having deep anxiety problems and deep depression disorders because they are not matching up with everybody else. And there is a great competition between girls. I mean, it can be horrible, I heard. It can be tremendous. It can be really, really, really bad. So that, I mean, that is a topic for itself as well. So what about virtual matter? Not familiar with virtual matter. But it's certainly something that is going to, I think that virtual reality could, if we already have these mental and physical maybe not so much physical, but it's a way it is physical. See how many people that are like, oh, you should look like this. No, you have to look like that because everybody else look like that or whatever through social media. That's causing a lot of anxieties and depression or whatever. People not feeling well with themselves. And if you can then, if the evolution and if the development leading to a way where people is gonna live in virtual reality, other simulated worlds, I cannot see any other outcome. I mean, of course, there are aspects that are probably going to be very interesting, and I have a hard time seeing anything positive with that, to be honest. Living in another reality than here. Come on, I mean, I am interested in it, of course. But to be completely honest, I was never interested about trying the virtual reality games when you're putting on this thing over your head, over your eyes. I was never interested about trying that. But if that is going to be like people are gonna consciousness, this psychologist still cannot really define to the core what is consciousness. Consciousness, yeah, I am conscious here. I am conscious what topic we're talking about. I'm conscious with interacting with you guys. I'm conscious with doing my job. You know, these things. But what is conscious more deep? Is conscious something that travels on? My personal take on it is probably that conscious travels on. But that is also a topic by itself. But I kind of see that it's gonna have some multiple like problems. What do you call it? Individual, societal people are gonna have a lot of issues if we're gonna lead to having a virtual reality with different simulations, simulated worlds. I cannot see any other outcome but of course, there's gonna be positive parts about it as well. I mean, it's gonna be a huge market, but I just see if people already having anxiety, depression, just by comparing themselves to what is trendy or what is actual right now on social media. I just see like if you can take part of a fake reality, a simulated, it's gonna be also like people having really difficult to deal with the real reality. But maybe the new real reality, like, you know, when people say orange is the new black, maybe a simulated world being called, I don't know, world number A, or world letter A and world letter B. Maybe they say the new reality is world A instead of actually this world, you know, that we can actually physically feel. Oh yeah, Jesus, I'm talking so much. Hope I'm not boring. But I think this is really interesting. I have one more thing that I want to bring up on the topic of virtual reality, and then I'm probably gonna move on to the main topic. And that is about something I saw yesterday. It's if you are familiar with deepfakes, there's a video going viral right now about supposedly Tom Cruise, but it's not actually Tom Cruise. I wish I could share it like somehow, but I mean, just you can, after this, you can go on, obviously, stay on YouTube, and you search for Tom Cruise deepfake. And it's like this long video, I mean, not long, but a couple of minutes long video of Tom Cruise, the actor, doing different, I don't even want to say the name of this stupid app, but TikTok schemes, sketches. He's doing different sketches. And that's not him. It's somebody else that is doing impersonation of him. And it's creepy to the sense that you just know how advanced this technology already is. And that's so related to virtual reality and simulation, that we are heading towards a direction where we are not really gonna know in this world what is gonna be actually true, that we see on TV or see on YouTube, because maybe the president is speaking, or not only the president, it can be like some local politician there can be so much like things going on the surface here, like somebody that wants so bad to have a contract and have some cash, and they can bribe somebody to say these things official on TV, or that's really, really tricky. So, I mean, we already know what mainstream media is, whoever controls media controls the minds of the people. It is that simple. It has always been. And it got to a point when internet came, it became more difficult to in the beginning, because there was more voices getting heard. Everybody could actually make investigation themselves, and the more people like, no, it's actually, this is how this situation took place, no, it's this way and this way, and people saying this against each other, sometimes it can lead to and narrow down what actually went on, and sometimes it does not, But now, with the evolution of the technology, it take place now so incredibly fast. So we are like not really knowing what is actually true anymore. I mean, if this technology get into the hands of the wrong people, it can be devastating. I mean, that's all I can say about that, to be completely honest. It's really nothing more that I can say. And it's really sad. Maybe it already is in the wrong hands. Wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. So I think that's it now for the VR. I want to move on now to the main topic of this live stream, which is careers for the INFPs. Hallelujah. No, I'm just kidding. So this is a great topic that I am working on now. Actually, I'm writing on it. And it's a really fun and serious matter, because this is something, me personally, is a tricky thing, and it's a big thing for me, So maybe that is one reason why I wanted to make this video. Like as I said, I'm writing on it now, and it match to make also like this discussion about it. So first off, I'm showing you that I made this career test the other day on some website that I found. It's a college website, and of course I had to answer like a lot of questions. Are you good in this situation? How do you deal with this? How do you deal with people? All these different questions. Maybe it took me 10 minutes doing that. And look what happened. I was so surprised, but it turned out that you had the response from the MBTI, but they have implemented their own So here you see is the dude William there, the Mr. William Shakespeare. So as you can see, the negotiator, INFP famous negotiator, Mr. William, as you know, one of the most popular, like a bit of a poster boy for the INFP. Good career for INFP is a hermit, saying Gypsy. Well, yeah, there are certainly the INFPs that will fit those definitions. I totally agree, and I will touch on that as well. So, but it was funny that this college had, and I just answered, I did my last time I did my MBTI test was last year sometime, I think, or was it 2019? I know I did for certain 2018, for certain 2019. So I probably did last year also. And and this website they use this because it's very popular, MBTI. So I have also used this article to do when I'm writing on this chapter about NFP and careers. So that was a bit funny. So what is actually a good career for INFPs other than hermit? I would say, to start off with, without getting into the actual job definitions, but first thing we have to remember that it's important to make a career choice that it doesn't need to be harder actually. So listen carefully. Than doing something that is not against your values. It doesn't need to be harder than that. So if you can find the sweet spot between your interests, your passion, and also of course skill set, maybe actually like something related to your background, so you have some experience, but mainly interest, passions, and skill set. And then pretty much I see you be fit to go. And that, of course, those are very individual. I mean, if we all know that INFP needs something with, like the article said, they need to have something that has a meaning. And I have done jobs that I'm always questioning, is this meaningful for me? And those jobs that do not have meaning, they are really, really boring. It sucks. It sucks to do them. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, you're good doing your job, Yeah, if that's your thing, that's totally cool. There's nothing wrong. So, and absolutely, it gotta have flexibility. You can take some nap every now and then, and you can puzzle together your own schedule. It's obviously an advancement if you can have that opportunity in your career, and it's for certain. It just had to be something of creative outlet, and I will get to some examples soon. So that's 3 values. So 4 values. The 4th value, I would say, is that have some kind of independence. I have nothing against working in a group of people, but I dislike working in a place where it's a lot of people. I want to be like a fair group of, like, if I could choose, a tight group of 5 people, let's say that. Like, could be more, sure. But the thing about having a smaller group is that I can connect with people. I will know people. I will know them, like each and every one, to some extent, on a personal to a personal level, on a personal level, which I think is important to develop. If you're gonna be good co-workers in a field, in a job, in a place, you should absolutely know each other, like personally, a little bit, to be able to, like, to go for a coffee after work or during lunch, or helping out if there's something that happens outside of work. Like for now, like when I work in a big group of people, I just want to, like, get away from people. I don't want to really get to know anybody on a personal level. Maybe no, maybe that's extreme, to be honest. I think it's been like that. I do care about people, but when it's so many people, I just feel it's more, it takes more energy, and it's more like, I just feel like, oh, this is like just some person. I know it's alive. It's a person that has great insights and I can learn a lot from. But when it's this many people, it's like you don't really get a chance to get deep with somebody that, like, can become a friend. You know what I mean? So having independence at work, I think that's something that I crave, because I want to be given responsibility to be able to execute these tasks that I am obligated. I got the trust. I gathered the trust to do these things. So please let me do them and let me have control of them. But I have nothing against with working with more people. For example, when I was studying before, it was difficult to study and write a thesis together with other people, because you didn't really, like, know each other so much, and you didn't know, like, how their mind worked, and you didn't know what are we actually working on here. You have this angle, of the problem that we are trying to write on, and I have this, like, big picture, and you over there are like this very detail oriented, or just falling into this small angle of the issue. Oh, it's just like, oh, I can't deal with it. It's just too much. I can't read the minds of other people, but I hope that I'm easy to work with. I mean, at least that's what I heard from my experience, that I'm easy to work with. Yeah, I noticed that too, I can say. It's like, I feel almost like mentally paralyzed sometimes, that, like, what is actually happening here in this situation. And you want to be forwarding and providing something, so it's easy to say something that is just makes it sound stupid. um, so those are four things that are, like, very important to have meaning. Obviously, you can find meaning in what has value for you. Maybe value for you is to work, like, as a teacher in Africa, or a volunteer with building water plant system for very dehydrated places. Maybe um, preserving near extinct animals, or working with kids, elders. Maybe it is providing people's, or managing people's assets, and it has to be, like, flexible, for sure, flexible, to have, like, some freedom to, because flexibility for me, that means freedom in a sense. I would say it means that you can somewhat control who you work with, and how you work, and with what you work with. what tools, like what clients. I think that is like flexibility for me. That's something I really, really strive. And right now I feel very, very fortunate to having the flexibility, especially working from home. Um, just something that gives me that flexibility. And creative wise, also something that could probably be more, but I'm not going to talk literally all about my own personal situation here, but I'm going to say what are good potential work um, careers options for INFP. So let me get my paper here. Just wrote a little bit about it, but there are so many jobs that actually suits the INFP. But the problem with me, for instance, and I just said I'm not going to talk about my situation, but I mean that I'm not going to talk about my situation as of a current job situation. I'm saying what the problem with me is just that I am such a deep thinker that I'm always questioning what do I do, what do I actually want to work with as of a career. And I know that I am in a career which is extremely lucrative and potential of development and growth, both as an industry, but also personally, in relation to these values that I just said about creativity, independence, meaning, and flexibility. So the classic things, let's go into that. The classic INFP jobs that let's just get rid of them right away. The classic ones would be like artist, for example. It's a term that I don't really like, to be honest. You see some, artist. Okay, I understand. It's like anything. It can be anything, and the most basic thing that you would think about, you say, I am an artist. Yeah, the most things that will come to mind would probably be like, I don't know, painter, which is like cool, nice, great. But the term itself, like it's too general. But yeah, let's go through those jobs that could fit that definition. I mean, we could sit here the whole night. We could sit here literally the whole night to go through what is a literal artist and what does it define. Other things for the INFPs for having this meaning, flexibility, and creativity and independence as core values in a choice of a career. A lot of I was touching on it earlier. It would be like nursing, aging support, counseling, psychologist, youth work, education. Working with kids, and about those jobs, I was close when I was university. It was closed. I did actually get a job within the aged care sector for a summer, but I declined it. I didn't want to fall into that. What do you call it? I didn't want to get that as an experience because that's nothing what I want to do at all. And I've been thinking about. I'm very interested in teaching, but I have changed my mind recently. Like, I don't want to work with kids. I really don't want to work. I mean, it would be kind of nice to be a teacher for high school students, but at the same time, I remember how I was like in high school and how my friends were and how how kids are in that age. It must be like a lot of lot of challenges, if I put it mildly. Uh, you really have to love what you would do if you're gonna be a teacher, I think, and especially a teacher for like between 7-year-old up to 18 years old, maybe. Yeah, I think if you are teaching in a university level, you teach for adults. It's gonna be completely different because people are there for they made their own choice to be there. Counseling, of course, I thought about it so much. Uh, yeah, anthropologist. I'm educated anthropologist, so I certainly fit within that kind of sphere with counseling, social work, um, and also like many other fields, like the one that I'm in, also with marketing and public relations. So that my background certainly fit in a lot of jobs, which I like so much about having that width of um, behaviorism, social psychology, and being an INFP, using these four core values and using that in the field of like business, marketing, public relation, communication, um, advice, like counseling, business to business, and also having the chance to be creative in that field. Because public relations, for those who don't know, and marketing, I would highly recommend public relations, for instance, to INFPs because it's the whole package there. Can bring up a little bit what I wrote on it. Yeah, it basically has the whole package. Let me tell you why. Like public relations, super flexible. It's a job that, of course, there may be a job with 9 to 5, but it's often very flexible because it's a lot of different meetings and that you can schedule and you can choose. If you are lucky, you can choose with who you want to work with. It's a lot about you believing in a brand, for example, and it has the whole it, it has the whole package about being creative when it comes to design, colors, audio, videography, music, communications, graphic design, maybe I mentioned, logo design, web developing, and writing. You see, it doesn't end there. I'm telling you guys, it does not end there. Okay, just like copywriting, for example. Let's say that you are interested in. Let's say you're interested in traveling. You can work as a public relation within public relations and tourism industry, and you can write maybe for um, you can write for a travel agency that you believe in. You believe in their brand. You believe in their vision. You share you share some common ground with this company, and that makes the whole thing so much more fun. Imagine that all right, bye bye. So that much makes so much more interesting if you can choose those things. That is like so great. And others let's go for other interesting things for an INFP to work within. I brought up education, human resources. I was thinking about that before also a little bit, like work within human resources, because then you get to work with people and know people's strengths. And I think that INFP, we want to see people's strengths. I like to see what people like. What are your fire, mate? What are your fire? Uh, you know that, like, okay, this person, you are very I like to feel that from a person when they are doing something that they really truly love and enjoy. I think that is just like so interesting to know and see that from somebody. And working in the field of human resources, doing that like all days, you are meeting people, trying to fit people, like a little bit like a chess game. You are putting people into the right place. So certainly human resource counseling coach, life coach, psychologist, anthropologist, as myself, that that is not bad idea at all. I also saw somewhere about, yeah, I saw here fitness. Sure, I like exercising, I really do, but I didn't know that the INFP would be like within fitness. Of course, can be found anywhere. Writing and communication, I just basically brought that up. We know that some of the best writers, they are the INFP personality, and that's like, for me, that just to like know that makes me feel like more like, not, I don't know, proud sounds weird to say, to be INFP in that way, but it feels like comforting, I think, to be able to write well. I'm not saying that I write particularly well, but I like to believe that I do. And I like to believe that, I mean, I do know that I enjoy writing. It's tough, but I like it. I really do. Yeah, there was like some else thing that I saw here with industrial design. The list can really make itself long. Obviously, I brought it up as well. Editor, editor in regards to what? Like, you can be an editor in regards to film, writing, uh, media publishing. Media publishing for sure. There need to be editors everywhere. Translations, a little bit something I've been into. And I guess I wouldn't say that I'm really into photography, but I certainly am interested in photography and particularly videography. And so that's something that had been like difficult for me before. Like, I'm actually like still to this day a little bit like, what is the actual, like, if I can have just like one thing that I am really, really want to do fully, but I am not really there. I am on it. I am on all of these things. I'm on videography, music, writing, public relations, expressing myself, art. There's so many things that, so yeah, it's not too bad actually anyway. So yeah, I'm into over 1 hour. No way, that went by fast, I have to say that. But that's okay. It's Friday night, so that's all right. That's totally cool with me. I am just thinking now, when should things open up more? Because the whole lockdown here is extreme. I don't know how it's like where you're at, but it's been pretty bad here. It's been the worst in the whole Europe here, where I live, especially north. especially North Portugal, been the worst. And I haven't seen anything myself. I just read about it, and we are into the. You're not gonna believe it, but we're into the 12th lockdown right now. 12th lockdown in a row. Can you imagine? Shops closed, restaurant. I haven't ordered a coffee out for months. I can't even remember when last time. Probably sometime in January, I believe. And I didn't eat out for a long time. I mean, when you sit down in a restaurant and getting served, that haven't happened for a long, long time. You can only go out and order for takeaway or takeout. But I mean, I don't even know what to say about this whole topic anymore, because it's just too politicized, and everybody seems to have the right answer, but there are no right answers. My personal view is just like, well, I guess a bit sad to just close down everything. I heard that Texas, they're completely opening up. I don't know how good that is either. But I guess if there was some state who's gonna do it, I guess it would be Texas. But yeah, for end of this video now, guys, thanks for watching, and it was really nice to do this like more kind of planned, organized live stream, because the first one I did, it was just like a test one. And I can't believe how much I talked. I have to go to get something to drink, some water, because I don't normally talk this much. I feel I'm already getting a little bit sore. So till next time, you guys. I wish you have a good day wherever you're at, and thank you for so much for watching. See you. I feel just like